Hello, this is Peter Marzano with Big4Sports.com, and today I'm going to give you my predictions and overall my projection on who should win the Vezina Trophy as the NHL's top goaltender. Now, this race is interesting every year as you never know who's going to emerge as the next great goaltender. Last year, Henrik Lundqvist had a career year, was nominated for the Hart Trophy, and ended up winning it as he led the New York Rangers to a 1 seed and eventually an appearance in the conference final. But this year, things have been a bit different. The shortened season, it gives more of an opportunity for lesser-known goalies to stand out and be outstanding. And that has been the case for Columbus Blue Jackets' new starting goalie, Sergei Bobrovsky, who is the first person that comes to mind when I think of who should win the award, although there are other people who may surpass him. But with Bobrovsky, who's coming with 19 wins, 11 losses, and 6 overtime losses, what makes him impressive is that he's kept a Blue Jackets team that really isn't all that great, and has put them within a spot to make the playoffs. With a 2.06 goals against average and rocking a .930 save percentage, Bobrovsky looks like a great candidate for this. He's made the Blue Jackets a viable team and one that people are actually afraid of to play, whereas last year they were the laughingstock of the NHL. So Bobrovsky is obviously very valuable to his team and deserves some consideration for this award. There are other goalies who really are just as good. So that's when we have to look at everybody else in this situation and see who else are the outstanding goalies. And next person that comes to my mind is Boston Bruins starter Tuukka Rask. 18 wins, 9 losses, 4 overtime losses, so not an out-of-the-ordinary record, but a 2.00 goals against average with a .928 save percentage. The Bruins haven't necessarily been the best offensive team this year. They just haven't. Brad Marchand's leading their team in goals, and while they've gotten their production a little bit up since Jaromir Jagr came into the team, they still have not been that offensively powerful. But Tuukka Rask has kept this team near the top of the Eastern Conference. Boston's a very gritty team, and they end up taking a lot of risks offensively, but Tuukka Rask is able to usually come in and make the big save and expense for that. So that is what makes the Boston Bruins really one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference, and overall it makes Tuukka Rask one of the most valuable goaltenders in the NHL. But then you have to look at the team that's in line to win the President's Trophy, the Chicago Blackhawks. They have Corey Crawford and Ray Emery, 2 goaltenders that have been playing outstanding this year. Both of them have 3 shutouts. Emery's coming in with 16 wins and just 1 loss, a 1.91 goals against average and a .923 save percentage. While it appears he's injured again, Emery has had an outstanding season, but since he hasn't played the vast majority of the games for Chicago, I don't think him nor Corey Crawford, who was a 2.03 goals against average, an 18-5-5 record, and a .923 save percentage, I really don't think either of them can win the Vezina Trophy. Same applies for Ottawa goaltender Craig Anderson. Great season and has kept his team in the mix. 11 wins, 8 losses, 2 overtime losses, and an outstanding 1.71 goals against average, the lowest for all starting goaltenders, and a .941 save percentage, and 3 shutouts. But he's been injured for most of the year. So I don't think as far as a full season's worth that Craig Anderson can win the Vezina Trophy this year. So who do I think is the best choice for the Vezina Trophy? It all comes down to the man that's kept his team at one of the best in the West, and that would be former Stanley Cup winning goaltender Antti Niemi of the San Jose Sharks. Niemi has had a beyond outstanding year. He's leading the league in wins with 24, with 11 losses and 6 overtime losses. His outstanding 2.14 goals against average and .925 save percentage with 4 shutouts has kept his team at one of the top in the West, even when their offense has slowed down a lot from their surge at the beginning of the year. While the Sharks had offensively been surging for around the first 3 weeks of the season, they had calmed down and they were not scoring at all for a long period of time and still have not gotten up to their offensive potential. They don't have a point-per-game player on their team and they don't have a clear-out star, but what we do see in this team is a truly outstanding goaltender. Antti Niemi has done very well with what he's been doing so far, and he is a very valuable goaltender for this team simply because he was able to stay where he was at and really become a star for the Sharks. He's shown that he has this potential before when he won the Stanley Cup, and now all of a sudden he's coming up and he's leading the Sharks to the playoffs when really offensively they haven't seen a lot of that potential. So that's why I think Antti Niemi is the most valuable goaltender in the league and should win the Vezina Trophy to recognize that. This has been Peter Marzano with Big4Sports.com, and I will be here to project the rest of the awards tomorrow.